Live.
Good morning, everyone. Today is July 30th, 2025. It's 11 a.m. Welcome to East Hampton Village Board meeting. Today is actually our close of our fiscal year. The village board the village has a fiscal year starts August 1st of each year. So this will be the close of our year 2025. So if I could ask everyone to stand for a pledge, and then we'll get started with the meeting. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for citizens, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. A couple of announcements. The Board of Trustees, our normal meeting is the third Friday of each month. We have to move August meeting to August 22nd here in this building at 11 a.m. And the September meeting has to be moved to September 26th at 11 a.m. here in this building. The Zoning Board of Appeals meeting is being moved for their October meeting. It'll be October 3rd at 11 a.m. here at the Firehouse. Authors Night at Herrick Park will be held on Saturday, August 9th. Starts at 5 p.m. It's a great event. You should come out and support the library. The next day is the Children's Festival, also in Herrick Park, on August 10th at 10 a.m. On August 16th, in Herrick Park, we have the Artist Writers Game. It's an annual, I think this is like their 50th year playing this game. It's for 3 terrific charities in our community, so if you can come out and support that, that's a lot of fun. I'll be the umpire of the game, so it should be a lot of fun. I got into a little trouble there last year, but with Mike Lupica. He's a tough guy. He doesn't like a lot of calls that don't go his way, so it was a lot of fun. Fireworks, the annual fire department's fireworks will be the same night, August 16th, 8 p.m., Main Beach. They are also raising money to build an antique barn to put storage of all their antiques. So antique fire trucks, we had a great display of them last year in Herrick Park, so hopefully everybody can come out to that. All right, we're going to get into the meeting. Can we do roll call?
Mayor Jerry Larson.
Here.
Deputy Mayor Chris Minardi has an excused absence. Trustee Sandra Melendez has an excused absence. Trustee Carrie Doyle. Here. Trustee Sarah Amadon. Here. Administrator Marcos Balladrone.
Present.
Village Attorney Lisa Perillo. Here.
Terrific. Before we get started, LTV would like to make an announcement.
Hey, everybody. There's going to be a few times where there's a small little announcement that goes over the speakers that says their license was expired. I can guarantee you that I have paid for that software, and I just 4 minutes ago finally got the confirmation number. And so after this meeting's over, I'll be able to update it. But a few people in processing dragged their heels a little bit, and it was kind of annoying to us. My apologies for any interruptions. It doesn't affect the audio quality at all. It just makes me look like an idiot. So that's about it. All right. And on that note, I'll talk to you all later. Right.
Great.
Bye.
Thank you. Next up is our village historian, Hugh King.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Since we have a swearing in today, I thought I'd talk about Lenoma King. Anybody ever heard of her? I hope not, otherwise I wouldn't have anything to do. She married Leroy King, but he died in 1918 during the flu epidemic. She was left with 5 young children, okay? Well, what did Lenoma King do? She was elected to the village board in 1923, the first person to be elected to a village office. She was elected, the only contest in this election was the office of village collector. There were 3 aspirants for that office: Herman Hansen, Mrs. Lenoma King, and S.E. Field. Mrs. King won out over her opponents, receiving 117 votes. And in 1925, she was again elected village collector. The largest vote polled was for Mrs. Lenoma King for the office of village tax receiver. Then in 1926, they made the office an appointed office, and she did not get appointed to it. They appointed some guy. But, and the other thing, of course, when her obituary appeared in the paper, she was not called by her name. She was Mrs. Alfred Pugsley, which was unfortunately typical of women appearing in the paper years ago. That's all I got.
Thank you, Hugh. All right, next up is the swearing in of our new village clerk. Gabby McKay, where are you? Suit in the front.
Okay.
Raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Gabrielle McKay,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
I will support the Constitution of the United States,
I will support
the Constitution of the State of New York,
the Constitution,
that I will faithfully discharge
that I will faithfully discharge
the duties of village clerk
the duties of village clerk
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
I'm gonna hug you.
Oh,
surprise
I'm so sorry.
You got it? All right, great.
All right.
Hey, Jack, can you come up?
What about Lorraine? Sorry.
Come in. Wait. I'm still following directions very well. Right, right. And then I'll leave. You guys. One more. This was all pre-planned, I think. Yeah. All right, we're just going to move things around a little bit because I know there are people here that would like to speak and you probably want to get back on with your busy day. So we're going to just move the order. We're not going to do the public hearings. We're just going to go straight to public comment. So anybody who would like to speak on anything other than the public hearings, you can please step up, please state your name. You'll have 3 minutes to speak. And state your name. Yeah, I said that.
Thank you, Mayor. Thanks for letting us talk a bit until we can get out of your hair. My name is Minerva Perez. I'm the Executive Director of OLA of Eastern Long Island. I'm happy to be here.
Good morning.
Thank you. Coming back again, just kind of follow up on a conversation that we were having maybe a couple of weeks ago regarding the noise ordinance and the registration ordinance and kind of how that's being implemented. Did have a really great meeting with Trustee Amadin and also Attorney Perillo, which was great, about 2 weeks ago, I think. And at that time, we kind of just wanted to make sure we were super clear about the concerns that we had, so there was no misunderstanding. And I think that
your software license has expired.
Jason.
To avoid periodic audio interruptions, please renew your license.
10 seconds.
Thank you so much, Mayor. So we had that meeting, it went well, and we thought maybe either we'd talk or hear before, but we kind of figured that maybe not. We'd have a chance to have another conversation here and just urge with positive encouragement where we are with it, just to make sure that we're still on the same page. So with regard to the noise ordinance and the registration, want to start off by saying that no way has OLA ever said or believed that you're targeting Latinos, period. The information is that knowing that this ordinance and this change was going to impact the Latinos to a large degree because they are a major part of our landscaping and our construction workforce, is that we would love to see going forward that there's a different kind of implementation of notification that does include the various news sources that we have, including LTV as a public access channel in terms of getting out videos. That's a really kind of great tool in Spanish and English, and also to Prensa Local. And of course, OLA will always publish things for free. That's what we do. That notification is important in the same way that this village is a small village with a sort of a mighty vision. I look at your Instagram page, I'm on it, and one of the best beaches in the US, That's not a small thing, right? So when that's happening and everyone's coming from far and wide to enjoy your beaches, we have to also recognize as important are the workers that are coming from at least Suffolk County to make sure that they're helping to maintain and keep this place beautiful and help build in the way that your industries are doing. So notification important. We'd love to see that going forward. The other situation is the requiring people to come to court. We'd love to see that changed. East Hampton Town does not require people to come into court to pay similar fines for these kinds of violations. It is a major disruption in the middle of the day. And so we'd love to see that change so people can pay the fine either online or in person and not stand before a judge at 11 o'clock a.m. Lastly is the point of who is kind of accountable for these things. So if compliance is the goal, which I know that it is, and the many environmentalists that I talk to, it's all about the noise, you know, and we're not arguing that law. The law was passed. Bring the noise down. So how do we do that? We use the tool of communication and also accountability. I mean, if you want compliance, you'll get compliance. We would like to see that it's not just the worker coming in and that we're not relying on a judge for his discretion to say, oh, I'll let the company owner pay that fine and answer for this. But I only want to see the worker. Some judges are saying, your name's not on this ticket, owner of the company, only the worker. We'd like to see the tickets written to the company name, and that way the company can decide who goes either to court or who's going to pay it. And very lastly, if I could have 30 seconds longer, thank you, is that there is a way for the homeowner, because usually the property that someone's working on is owned by somebody, that they are either given a warning or some sort of notice and potentially a fine as well, because they are allowing this work to happen, maybe knowingly, that is happening after hours or with the wrong kinds of equipment. No one that's holding a leaf blower, a hammer, or a lawnmower is doing it pro bono. They are either requested or required to be there, and we'd like to see that shared. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Next.
I don't know if I'm next, but I'm next.
Whoever steps up, we didn't make a list.
So I'm Lena Tabori. I used to be the chair of the town's Energy and Sustainability Committee, and as the chair, we had recommended the elimination of gas leaf blowers between May and September, and that indeed was passed by the town. We tried also to recommend that it be an annual ban. That didn't get us very far, and I'm no longer the chair, and I think those two things probably go hand in hand. At this moment, I was on the phone earlier this morning with somebody from Southampton who pointed out to me that the village of Southampton not only bans gas leaf blowers year-round, but they also have legislation which requires the fine to be on the owner of the property and on the landscaper, the contractor, and not the worker. I think it is clear to everyone that workers do what they're asked to do with the tools that they are given. The idea that they are the ones that have to not only receive a fine and show up in person for the fine, and forgive me, but I'm a huge anti-ICE person, and I don't like the idea that potentially people have to go in to pay a fine where they could potentially be picked up and sent to God knows where. So I kind of loved your pledge this morning, which had liberty and justice for all imprinted in it, and I'm feeling that liberty and justice for all precisely underlines what we need to accomplish here. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Morning.
Good morning. My name is Sarai Stein. I'm an advocate for Ola. I've attended 5 of the court sessions on Monday at 11. And something just I've noticed also, like adding on to Minerva, was that so like the inconsistency between judges letting companies appear in the place of their employees, because like also as she said, the reason why the employees are there is because the companies have asked them to be, and they provided them with the tools that they use. And then sort of separate from that, I think it would make more sense if there was more information in Spanish online for the employees, because I was looking on the website, the village website, and I couldn't find the new working hours in Spanish, because even though you can translate the whole website into Spanish, it doesn't affect the PDFs available. And I translated a PDF into Spanish, but it would make more sense if employees and employers could just directly access the information they need so that they can be in compliance with the new ordinances. Thanks.
Thank you very much. Anyone else? Good morning.
Good morning. My name's Anna Screnta. I live in Amagansett. Good to see you all. I wanted to echo everything that Minerva said. I think we're lucky as a community to have an organization like OLA represented by someone as articulate and constructive as Minerva, and I echo her suggestions, her feedback. I think they are, again, constructive is the word, and certainly implementable, and she comes in the service or in the spirit of working together, which I think we can all celebrate and get behind. And I just wanted to add to that I watched the meeting where she last spoke and the dialogue between the board and Minerva. And I think that, I want to acknowledge that I was really pleased and impressed with your February press conference that you had, where you showed a great sensitivity to the community and how scared people are in our community, particularly our Latino neighbors, our immigrant neighbors, at this time when they are frankly being terrorized around the country by law enforcement. And, I think in the spirit of that, I fully expect, and I am appreciative again of your openness to have dialogue, and I fully expect that, because as you pointed out, you have shown sensitivity and you do make an effort, which is noticed and appreciated. And I hope that, that we can see the same in this situation, particularly with how much, how things have escalated, and we know that a lot of federal funding is now going behind the enforcement activities, and I think we can expect an uptick. So I want to thank you all for your sensitivity in the past and your willingness to engage in productive conversations on this issue. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Good morning, all.
Good morning.
Major Board. My name is Erica Padilla. I'm the legal advocate of OLA of Eastern Long Island. I want to tell you that I attend court almost every Monday. It used to be for the 9 a.m. calendar, landlord-tenant situations. And one day, trying to help someone, I stay a little bit longer. And I was surprised by the amount of people coming for the 11 a.m. calendar. I have to say, most of them were Latinos. And I started asking what happened, and then I learned the situation, and this is when I alert Minerva Perez, the director of OLA. I have to say, Major, that I've seen the faces of these people. They're so afraid to go into court, especially with what's happening now with ICE. And I never understood why they had to go to court and they weren't given the option to pay the ticket just by going to the window or going online. If you go there one day, I interviewed a few people actually, and they were afraid, and they couldn't even say, I'm gonna pay this ticket in 30 days. They said, I will find the money and I will pay today, because they didn't want to go back to court. Period. So I really appreciate that you're open to the conversation to change the situation. And I was hoping that Sandra Melendez, the trustee, could be sensitive, because she is also Hispanic, to what's happening. And maybe, the same way Minerva works with other members of OLA, and we put our input to her, like maybe we can do this, maybe we can do that. I believe it was also maybe on her to tell you, this is happening with ICE, this is happening to the Latino community, especially she's an immigration attorney. She knows what's happening exactly, and say like, it would be better if we do it this way and this way. So I really hope that can change shortly. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I want everyone to sign in if they're going to speak, just so that I can spell it.
Okay. Yeah, that's a great idea. So why don't we put that at the podium now?
Oh, yeah.
And then the few people that have already spoke,
Yeah, then,
and just sign that before you leave, that would be terrific.
thank you.
Thanks, Gabby. Brand new clerks, right on top of it. Next. Is there anybody else who would like to? Yes, Mr. Gantz.
Morning.
But sure, I'll be redundant with a lot of other people who spoke, but I just think there's a great opportunity for you to socialize this program before you actually implemented it. Like, for instance, I was involved with New York City Department of Transportation.
Can you speak into, it's very difficult to hear you.
I was involved with the New York City Department.
You can hold it too if it's easier.
I was involved
No singing.
Saturday nights, I'm at the lounge. I was
That was
involved
actually funny.
with the DOT and a lot of city agencies trying to reach out to all these communities. And what we found is, focusing on the newspapers, but also
I'm sorry.
focusing on the newspapers, as well as focusing on the individual neighborhoods, the community organizations, making sure that they're aware. All right. And also, we launched the campaign, this is for speed cameras, that 6 weeks before, we sent a postcard to every registered motor vehicle around within 3 miles of a school, based upon their languages, based upon their car registration. So there was no doubt that this is going to happen on this date. And that was really appreciated. And as things rolled out more and more into all 425 public schools, there was basically everyone was following the law. So I think you should reconsider I don't know whether this was discussed, a moratorium on actually giving tickets out, and let's do the education first. And I understand, I believe it was last meeting, Trustee Doyle indicated there was a plan going to be in place. Can we see the plan? Is there anything you want to share?
A plan in place for,
Here's a quote. We're developing a plan in place to basically socialize in addition to that one Instagram post.
Again, this is a 3-minute public comment period.
Right.
We're not going to get into back and forth.
I don't expect an answer. I'm just throwing that out there, okay?
That's fine. It seemed like you were waiting for an answer, so
No,
I
I
just
wasn't.
wanted to be very clear
I
with you.
paused. All right, I'm very supportive of the programs, and we need to understand that they consume information differently than the way many other people consume it. All right, if you recall, the action that was taken at the train station when the migrants looking for daytime jobs, we didn't go after them. We went after the contractors, which in my mind is going after the homeowners. The homeowners should know what their responsibilities are, and as well as what the ramifications are. And I see in my 3 minutes. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Anyone from the board? Did you want to speak, ma'am?
Hi, everyone. My name is Vanessa. I am also here with Ola, and I just wanted to reiterate.
Your software license has expired. To avoid periodic audio interruptions, please renew your license.
Okay, there I am. I just wanted to reiterate the points of gratitude for your openness to hear our comments, and also appreciation for your willingness to hopefully implement these. But we do just want to reiterate the points of notifying the public. Like Sadie said, our intern, who I think is 14. Thank you, Sadie. I also noticed that the PDF does not get translated into Spanish on the website, the PDF that has the hours of when leaf blowers are and aren't allowed. So that could probably be looked at, as well as notifying Spanish press like Tu Prensa Local, which is an online resource that is really heavily used in the community. And again, changing the requirement for people to go to court. As Erica Padilla pointed out, so many people would rather find the money and pay, even if they don't have the money, as soon as they can, because they do not want to come back to court a second time for fear of getting picked up or targeted. And again, I just wanted to express your gratitude for your openness to hearing our comments and hopefully implementing the changes to the leaf blower law. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Well, all right, is there anybody else who would like to speak on the matter? Yes, sir.
Hi, good morning. My name's Biddle Duke. I live in Springs. I'm also on the East Hampton Town Sustainability Committee. I'm vice chairman, actually. I'm here as a supporter and advocate for OLA, but I'm also here as a supporter of my Latino, all my neighbors, my Latino neighbors. And I just want to emphasize a few points that have been made, but maybe not as directly as I would like. Fining the people holding the equipment and having them go to court, in my opinion, doesn't make sense. Even if that fine is being paid by their employer or by the homeowner. Because ultimately, the worker is going to do what they're told to do. So even if they go to the employer and they say, hey, we've been fined, if that homeowner wants them to do the work on the weekend and damn the fine, because there are plenty of people here who can pay those fines, they'll just keep doing it. So really, can you figure out a way not to fine the employee, not to force them to go to court, and to fine the contractor, and to hold them accountable? Is there a way for code enforcement to do that? Because fining the worker is unfair, it's unjust, and it's not going to ultimately accomplish what I think your goal is. And by the way, I wish we had a noise ordinance in the town of East Hampton on weekends too. I get the value of the ordinance, but if we're trying to get, if we're trying to accomplish people abiding by the rule, fining the person who's holding the piece of equipment doesn't make sense. It's just ultimately not, it's not going to work. So please find another way. I mean, I think that's really my message. It's not an easy thing. I see the challenge for you all. And it takes communication, but it also takes some digging once you find someone who's in violation. But anyway, thanks a lot.
Thank you very much. Thanks. Anyone else? Last chance. All right, I'm going to close public comment. Does anybody on the board have anything to say?
I had a question actually for Ola, maybe. What is the percentage do you find that individuals are having to pay their own fees versus the companies they work for?
Thank you so much. So in terms of the folks that we've seen, that we've been kind of tracking, at least since June 2nd, it's mostly been the worker. I think a couple of times, Erica, and we could probably get that from the courts. Erica's gotten all the information from the courts. We can share that now that we have it with you. But from June 2nd, it was 17 noise complaints, 10 were Latinos, 7 were non-Latinos. 17, and the next time, 6, 9, 25 noise complaints, 25 were Hispanic workers. I mean, this is what we're seeing. Again, because it's written to that person's name, no one's expressing the company name necessarily, because that's not how the violations are being written. So it's kind of hard to know that when you're in the court, but I think we probably can get that information. But it's written to the name of the person and not the company.
Do you find that the workers are telling their company owners that they're getting this, or are they just going in and paying because they don't want to cause a problem?
Those who are working for companies, we believe that they are telling them because they're afraid and they don't want to have to go to court. But in terms of what the companies are telling them, some company owners have actually stood before judges and said, I'm here next to my worker to represent, I'm going to pay this fine. And the judge said, wait, your name's not on this ticket, go sit down. So it's up to the judge that can have the discretion to say no. And another judge said, you know what, you're the company owner, that's fine, I'll let you address this ticket. If it's written to the company and it's written for the company, then we'll take out that kind of gray area.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, great. Thank you.
You're welcome. Do you want us to sign this? Should I pass this around first before we leave?
Yeah, anybody that spoke, if you could sign the clipboard, that'd be great. So, again, we started this.
Before you say something, can I just, because I think they were addressing Sandra Melendez. Sandra Melendez is not here today because she's in court actually helping a family. Then the judge does not allow her to actually leave the courtroom, so she has to be there. She would like to be here, certainly to address everything being said in this room, as you can imagine.
We did try to get her here.
Sorry, that's it.
In reference to the comments that were made, we did start this process back as early as February, trying to get companies to register, trying to get the information out there. So we have done that. The only thing I think we fell short on was notifying the local newspaper. So moving forward, we'll make sure that is complete, that is always done. If you have a contact for them, what I'd love for them to do is to be here at our meetings.
He's there.
Oh, you're here?
And I share the contact.
Oh, good. I'd like you to be here at every meeting, would be great, because we have the Star, we have representation from the East Hampton Star here, from 27, from the press, so it'd be great to include you in our meetings. So they're the third Friday most of the times of each month, so that would be terrific. And if any way we can get your contact information, we'd certainly be happy to add you to our press list. So I know you were here and you were present when we had the meeting in February, so that was helpful. So,
I'll put this back here.
Great.
I
Thank
just
you.
want to say on behalf of Two Peninsula Call, they cover the entire East End, just as Ola does. So Ola, as trustee Emiden has also learned, our work is everywhere. So even though we might get invites to certain things, if we can't make it, it's because we might be in Greenport or Riverhead or Hampton Bays. But whenever they can come, I think it's great. I think press releases going out is awesome too. I'm sure that we can make sure you get
that
press
would be very
releases.
helpful for us, so.
Okay, thank you again.
Yeah, the next thing, I brought Brian Lester, who's our prosecutor, in to address the other issue about not having to appear or having to appear. And I'll let him explain it, because it's not as simple as that.
So the village code is enforced under New York state law, under the criminal procedure law. And that requires that people who are charged with the village code to appear in front of the court, get an appearance ticket, and information is filed, and they have to appear in front of the court. Now, there's been mention that certain town tickets don't go in front of the court. That's because there's a New York state law that allows adjudication, Bureau of Adjudication, Bureau of Administrative Adjudication. That requires a New York state law for the village to be able to form such a bureau. And the village, there's no New York state law that's been passed for that. There was one passed for the town a few years ago. And it only allows certain tickets to be covered by the Bureau of Administrative Adjudication. Not all tickets, like explicitly for the town, any violations of building code cannot be handled by such administrative adjudication. And that's in the state law. So before this board or the village can even consider forming a Bureau of Administrative Adjudication, which would take it out of the criminal justice system, a state law has to be passed on that. From there, not every code could be covered by that bureau, but we need that state law first before anything can be done. Even there, it's not taking it out of an adjudicator system. There is an administrative judge who hears these cases, but the people in that situation, the way the town has it set up, you can pay the fine or ask for a hearing in front of the administrative judge, and then there's an administrative appellate bureau with that system. So that still is a quasi-judicial system, but this village can't do it without that state law. And we have had discussions about just accepting fines at like the window, and the CPL does not allow it at all. So we have to have this system, and that's the system we're following. As to the inclusion of the employer, I've had in my prosecution numerous times that the employer comes up saying that they're willing to pay the fine. I am always for a corporate, it's called a corporate substitution under the law, under the criminal procedure law. I have not seen a judge yet deny a corporate substitution, and I encourage them whenever we can have them.
We have.
The issue on what judge denying a corporate substitution is under the CPL, once again, criminal procedure law of the state of New York that this board doesn't control. A corporation has to appear by an attorney. And the court cannot take a plea from the officer or member of the corporation. They have to have an attorney. And so some of the times the corporate officer will say, all right, we'll pay the fine, you just take the plea, and doesn't want to go through an adjournment, getting an attorney and coming back to the proceedings. I have no problem adjourning for that purpose, and will do so at any time that a corporation wants to come in. I will substitute the corporation on behalf of the person who received the ticket. But there's a procedure by that, once again, controlled by New York state law, not by village law.
Could you also explain your policy if somebody comes into court with an unregistered, like, we require companies to register with the village to work within the village, so this way they know the regulations, they're given the regulations. So what is your policy when someone comes in with one of those summonses?
So with an unregistered summons, we give them the opportunity to register, and if they register within a reasonable period of time, we will dismiss that ticket. We've been adjourning once or twice for them to do so. The policy of the town currently is that if you have the closest is not having a home improvement license in the town of East Hampton, they will reduce the fine if you get your license or go with a higher fine if you do not. At this point, the village is dismissing the tickets in full if you register within a timely fashion, and we're giving, 2 adjournments could be over a month of time. So we are giving compliance is what we're looking for.
And as you know, but for the audience, the village does not have its own court system. We rely on the town to process all of our fines and things like that, jury trials. So with this administrative court, even if the village was able to get a law passed that we could have an administrative court, would we be able to piggyback off of the town, or we would have to create our own court?
You'd have to create your own Bureau of Administrative Adjudication.
Correct.
It's kind of separate from the Justice Court. Right now, the town's Bureau of Administrative Adjudication is headed by Judge Sokolsky. But we can't piggyback on that town bureau. We'd have to have our own bureau and a law permitting that bureau.
And just so everyone's aware, about 3 months ago, we did apply to the state to create a court in our village. And at my last phone call with that, we were told it possibly could happen in January of 2027.
And even with that approval, we need a separate approval to create the Bureau of Administrative Adjudication. So that's a separate process. So even with that court, we still have to follow the CPL under the Justice Court, Village Justice Court.
All right, so as much as we would like, for our officers, it's not easy either. Once they issue a summons for this, now they have to come back and they have to do what we call long form court information, which is time consuming. Rather than what you normally would picture, you would put a ticket on the windshield of a car, and then that's the end of it until it goes to court, and if somebody wants to go to trial, then the officer appears. So this is a very time-consuming thing for the police department as well.
Yeah.
The way we're doing it now.
Yes.
And it's always been like that, but I would love to be able to change that, but as you've heard, it's a...
Your software license has expired. To avoid periodic audio interruptions, please renew your license.
As you've heard, it's a process, so we're definitely moving forward with that, but it's not going to be an immediate fix. So, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Mayor, just so the board's aware, over 700 contractors have signed up since February out of the town's 1,800 registered contractors. Out of the normally, and there's a bit of a misnomer that there's a new landscaping law. The same landscaping law is really, it's the same, Lisa, right? In a sense, we just kind of rewrote the code a little. But where we normally get 40 contractors a year, we now have over 120. That's what the compliance has done.
All right, I've already closed public comment. I've already closed public comment.
Right after we have the attorney go, though, because you're, okay, I see what you're doing, but I think what we need right now is certainly legal backup. I mean, I appreciate what he's saying, Attorney Lester. I do believe there's a lot more to dig into now in terms of what the village can do or can't do in terms of this particular, as a criminal code. We're talking about leaf blowing noise laws, and we're talking about criminal codes, and I do feel like we have to kind of suss that out a little bit. And I know we have an attorney right here who's part of the OLA volunteer attorney pool, but if you don't want her to speak after an attorney.
All right, so let's just open up public comment again.
Just wanted to ask a very quick question.
Could you,
Could you just say
Could you
that?
step
for the
up,
record?
please? I'm not trying to, I was just trying to keep it as organized as possible, because this could go on all day with some people that are here.
My name is Sabrina Silver, and actually I just had a very simple follow-up question, which is there any possibility to convert this from a criminal procedure to a civil procedure and avoid all of that nonsense?
That's what the attorney was just explaining, that we don't have that ability.
Oh, it's that, I didn't hear that
Yeah,
that
we
was a
don't
difference
have that
between
ability to make it
civil
an
and criminal.
administrative. It has to go under the process that we're following now. But thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. Yes, ma'am.
I just want to add one.
That's fine.
One more thing, if I may. And that just is that the whole thing, it seems to me, could be incredibly simplified if you follow what Southampton Village has done, which is to write legislation that, that specifically targets the contractor and the owner and not the worker. And if you did that, you'd bypass all this problem.
I don't think that's correct, though, because Southampton Village has its own court, and it's, correct me if I'm wrong, Brian.
Southampton Village does have their own justice court.
Are you speaking to the mic, Brian? Sorry.
No, to address this specific.
But forgive me, that wouldn't change the fact that they wrote their own legislation. So that means that the person that comes to court is not the worker, but the contractor and/or the owner. I'm
going to let him.
Just throwing that out.
I'm going to let him address it.
So Southampton Village has its own justice court. They do not have the ability under the state law to have a Bureau of Administrative Adjudication. Her question as who you charge becomes a very, from a prosecution standpoint, to hold the owner liable when they're not even on the property becomes a criminal issue of proof and whatnot that becomes very complicated, that I would think.
Complicated to charge the owner of the company
or
the homeowner?
So charge the homeowner on it. Well, I don't know their numbers, right? And I don't know how many trials they've had or decisions that they've had, right? It is a one means of enforcement, but from a prosecution standpoint, and as a defense attorney that I do as well, I see a lot of issues with that.
But that's a good point. So we should take a look at it in case there is something we're missing.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would love that.
Yeah.
All right. Great. Mr. Gans, do you have anything?
I have an unrelated topic, which I thought was too late. I realized that now is comment. I have an unrelated, but I think it's an important one.
Terrific.
For me. On June 12th, I'm sure many of you know, Judge Quinn.
Need the mic.
Okay. On June 12th, Supreme Court Justice James Quinn, a highly respected jurist, ruled the village actions against me on June 2nd, and events following were arbitrary and capricious. For people that don't know what arbitrary and capricious is, it's a legal context. Arbitrary describes a decision or action that is made without reasonable basis or justification, lacking a rational connection to the facts or evidence. It implies a decision made impulsively without proper consideration of relevant factors or evidence, and potentially based on a personal whim and a prejudice rather than a logical process. In his decision, the judge highlighted the administrative nature of Mr. Balderon's role is issuing permits and emphasized he cannot be involved in enforcement. Markers should be aware that any enforcement will require a thorough background check, which includes court judgments. In response, Mr. Mr. Belderon stated his actions were consistent with his predecessor. Larry Cantwell, a longtime village administrator and town supervisor, was not involved in enforcement. Is that why we have police, fire, and building inspection? Larry was very, very well respected. And ever since June 2nd, my adventure with this administration kicked into full gear. Since then, I've been harassed by village police on a number of occasions and discredited by the mayor and the administrator in press and in social media. People have been asking me about why did I almost hit a young man, which the videotape, which finally surfaced, had said nothing like that. Okay, it appears that every statement is false contained within it. I've been encouraged to pursue a libel, slander, defamation of character, but I just want this to go away. I just want us to drop it, and all I'm asking is for 5 things which we've already asked the village attorney, which was reinstatement of the parking permit and the locker, $500 refund from last year, a prorated cost for this year, dismiss all current and future charges. I am willing to sign a mutual NDA. And moreover, all I'm asking for is our lawyer fees, which, if this never happened, there wouldn't be any lawyer fees. So that's what I wanted my public statement. Okay?
I thank you. You should contact your attorney and have your attorney contact ours.
Well, we have many times over the past 6 months.
Yes, so we've engaged in conversations with your attorney, and those conversations are ongoing.
I thought they ended.
No, sir.
They're ongoing?
Please speak to your attorney.
I will.
Okay.
If he ever calls you back, he's a state senator. Okay, thank you.
That's not our problem.
I know it's not, and I didn't ask you it was your problem. And I shouldn't be talking to people while I'm doing public comments.
All right, your public time is up. So
Thank you.
Thank you. All righty. Yeah, if anybody wants to leave before we get into the public hearings, if you were only here to speak about what you spoke about, then feel free to leave now. Not throwing you out. You're welcome to stay. Thank you all for coming, though.
Thank you.
All right, now we're going to go back to the agenda. We'll go back to the public hearings. First one.
Introductory number 14 of 2025, a proposed local law amending Village of East Hampton Code, Chapter 278, zoning, Section 278-7, Board of Appeals, variances, special permits, fees, terms of office.
Is there anyone who would like to be heard? Can I get a motion to close?
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, that hearing's closed. Next.
Introductory number 16 of 2025, a proposed local law amending Village of East Hampton Code, Chapter 42, Planning Board, Section 42-1, Planning Board established, membership, terms of office, and removal.
Anyone like to be heard? Motion to close?
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Closed.
Introductory number 18 of 2025, a proposed local law amending Village of East Hampton Code, Chapter 250, streets and sidewalks, Section 250-10, C4, obstructing streets, highways, or rights-of-way.
Anyone like to be heard? All right, we're going to keep that one open for another month. All right, we're going to move into motions and resolutions.
Resolution number 296, approve claim vouchers for the month of July.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried.
Resolution number 297 of 2025, approve warrants as listed, number 50 and 54 guarantees, number 51 and 52 general fund, number 53 general fund warrant, and number 55 capital fund.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried.
Resolution number 298, approve budget transfer, Schedule 9, Reference 10, dated July 2025.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried.
Number 299, approve minutes from the Board of Trustee meetings held on March 21st, April 25th, May 23rd, June 5th, and June 18th of 2025.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried.
Resolution number 300, approve departmental reports.
So moved. Second.
Passed and carried.
Number 301, resolve the fiscal year 2025 village budget is hereby amended to increase estimated revenue and appropriations in the amount of $23,600 for expenditures related to the state grant received.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried.
Number 302, resolve the fiscal year 2025 village budget is hereby amended to increase estimated revenue and appropriations in the amount of $109,203.50 received from National Grid related to pavement restoration.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried.
Number 303, resolve the fiscal year 2025 village budget is hereby amended to increase estimated revenue and appropriations in the amount of $408,000 received from PSEG related to pavement restoration.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried.
Number 304, resolve the fiscal year 2025 village budget is hereby amended to increase estimated revenue and appropriations in the amount of $233,000 related to contractor registry.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried.
Resolution number 305, approve employee contributions for health insurance premiums to be deducted on a pre-tax basis under Section 125 cafeteria plan in accordance with IRS regulations effective August 1st, 2025.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried.
Number 306, approve village tax notice designating the village clerk's office in Village Hall to accept taxes to be paid August 1st through the 31st, 2025.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried.
Number 307, approve erroneous real estate taxes paid and refunds due in the amount of $35,001.04 payable to CoreLogic for the listed property owners.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried.
Number 308, deem surplus and approve sale disposal of one workstation computer that is broken and beyond repair and of no value.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried.
Number 309, deem surplus and of no value and approve the sale disposal of the equipment listed as requested by DPW Superintendent David Collins.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried.
Number 310, approve the annual service agreement with Motorola for maintenance and service for the headquarters base station backup consoles at a cost of $82,461.92.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried.
Number 311, approve the annual maintenance extended service plan for Priority Dispatch System, ESP, agreement at the cost of $8,400.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried.
Number 312, approve the $19,713 quote from Island Tech Services for Toughbook computers for fire chiefs and the fire marshal for a New York State contract.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried.
Number 313, approve the $5,896 quote from Island Tech Services for modem and antennas for Toughbook computers for the fire chiefs and fire marshal per New York State contract.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried.
Number 314, approve the $46,486.68 quote from High Tech Fire and Safety Incorporated for firefighter personal protective equipment per New York State contract.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried.
Resolution number 315, approve the $17,990.43 quote from Integrated Wireless Technologies, LLC for mobile radios for fire chief vehicles per New York State contract.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried.
Number 316, approve the $33,209.73.
Your software license has expired. To avoid periodic audio interruptions, please renew your license.
Resolution number 316, approve $33,209.73 quote from Municipal Emergency Services Coastal Fire Systems for self-contained breathing apparatus for the fire department per New York State contract.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried.
Resolution number 317, approve the agreement with Calpine Energy Solutions, LLC for tiered price, fixed quantity electric supply upon verification of references.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried.
Resolution number 318, approve the $5,148.95 quote from Ben Kropinski Builder for streetlight pole change order.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried.
Number 319, approve the $6,375.34 quote from Ben Kropinski Builder for Town Pond Drain Facade change order for the installation of 2 additional drains.
So moved. Second.
All in favor? Passed and carried.
Resolution number 320, approve the $63,938.82 quote from Ben Kropinski Builder for Village Hall fence replacement to be paid from the assigned unappropriated fund balance.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried.
Resolution number 321, approve the $23,916.51 quote from Stryker for Lucas Automatic CPR compression device.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried.
Number 322, approve the $14,945 quote from Howard for 1-year Verkada license renewal.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried.
Resolution number 323, approve the following quotes from Rosemar for paving projects as listed in the July 14th, 2025 memo from DPW Superintendent David Collins.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried.
Number 324, approve the $14,673.97 purchase of one 2025 Polaris UTV for the police department.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried.
Number 325, approve up to $413,487 in proposals from L&V Benia Construction Corp. for sidewalk repair at various listed locations to be paid from the assigned unappropriated fund balance.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried.
Resolution number 326, approve the dissolution of the Herrick Park Playground Committee.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried.
Resolution number 327, approve trustee Sarah Amidon as a liaison to the East Hampton Village Foundation Herrick Park Playground Subcommittee.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Passed.
Can I
You
vote?
can't vote,
No.
no. She's recusing herself.
Resolution number 328 of 2025, approve employment of Lindsay Lapointe to a full-time position of office assistant, Village of East Hampton from civil service list, effective August 1st, 2025, and an annual salary of $55,000.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried.
Number 329, approve employment of Emily Daniel to the full-time position of office assistant, Village of East Hampton from civil service list, effective August 1st, 2025, at an annual salary of $55,000.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried.
Number 330, approve the promotion of Hannah Rosenheck from lifeguard sub to full-time lifeguard at $23 an hour, effective July 21st, 2025.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried.
Resolution number 331 of 2025, approve employment of the following 2025 seasonal lifeguards at at $20 an hour. Patrick McGurk, effective retroactively to July 4th of 2025. Eric Bremoff, effective retroactively to July 17th, 2025. And Charlie Condon, effective retroactively to July 6th, 2025.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried.
Resolution number 332, approve reassignment of EMTB Basic David Mangiamelli to New York State Certified EMTP Paramedic at the hourly rate of $40, effective retroactively to June 30th, 2025, and approve Mr. Mangiamelli to work for the remainder of the 2025 summer season.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried.
Number 333, approve the resignation of Emergency Medical Technician Basic EMTB Kevin Gillen, effective August 1st, 2025.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried.
Number 334, approve the East Hampton Fire Department's annual May Beach Fireworks fundraiser scheduled for Saturday, August 16th, 2025, with a rain date of Sunday, August 17th, to commence at approximately 8:30 p.m.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried.
Resolution number 335, approve rescheduling of the October Zoning Board of Appeals meeting to be held Friday, October 3rd, 2025, at the Emergency Services Building, 1 Cedar Street.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried.
Resolution number 336, approve the enrollment for up to 5 people to attend the 2025 NICOM Fall Training Conference on September 15th through the 19th in Lake Placid, New York, at a cost of approximately $1,700 per person, plus the cost of reasonable meals and travel expenses.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried.
Resolution number 337, accept the low bid from Pavemaster for the 2-year seal coating and crack sealing contract.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried.
Number 338, accept the low bid of $167,600 from Harold McMahon Plumbing and Heating for the replacement of 3 boilers and associated piping at the Emergency Services Building to be paid from the Capital Reserve Fund as per permissive referendum.
So moved. Second.
All in favor? Passed and carried.
Number 339, adopt negative secret declaration with respect to introductory number 14 of 2025.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried.
Number 340, adopt local law for introductory number 14 of 2025, proposed local law amending Village of East Hampton Code, Chapter 278 zoning, Section 278-7, Board of Appeals, variances, special permits, fees, A 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, terms of office.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried.
Resolution number 341, approve negative secret declaration with respect to introductory number 16 of 2025.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried.
Number 342, adopt a local law of 2025 for introductory number 16 of 2025, a proposed local law amending Village of East Hampton Code, Chapter 42, Planning Board, Section 42-1, Planning Board established, membership, terms of office, removal.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried.
Resolution number 343 of 2025, approve $89,797 proposal from Precision Safe Sidewalks for existing sidewalk and curb restoration to be paid from the assigned unappropriated fund balance.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried.
Resolution number 344, notice of public hearing to be held on August 22nd, 2025 at 11 a.m. at the Emergency Services Building, 1 Cedar Street, East Hampton for introductory number 20 of 2025, a proposed local law amending Village of East Hampton Code, Chapter 35, Officers and Employees, Section 35-1, New Employees, Exception, BCD.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried.
Resolution number 345, approve employment of William Rizzi as maintenance mechanic effective September 1st, 2025, and a starting annual salary of $70,000.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried.
Number 346, accept Ann Duffy's resignation from the Design Review Board effective July 31st, 2025.
So moved. Second.
All in favor? Passed and carried. I'd like to thank Ann for her service. She was been on our DRB for the last 5 years, and unfortunately, she's got some family obligations that are not going to allow her to continue to serve. So she really did a great job for us, so I wanted to thank her.
Resolution number 347, accept Lisa Larson's resignation from the Planning Board effective July 31st, 2025.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I'm going to recuse.
Resolution number 348, appoint Lisa Larson as member of the Design Review Board effective upon filing with the Secretary of State, a local law for introductory number 14 of 2025.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I'll recuse. Passed and carried.
Resolution number 349, approve amendment to Resolution 262 of 2025, appointment effective upon filing with the Secretary of State, a local law for introductory number 14 of 2025.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried.
Resolution number 350, approve amendment to Resolution 263 of 2025, appointment effective upon filing with the Secretary of State, a local law for introductory number 14 of 2025.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried.
Resolution number 351, approve $7,995 quote from Beach and Recreation for an ADA water fountain at 2 Mile Hollow Beach.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried.
Resolution number 352 of 2025, approve $5,375 quote from Beach and Recreation for an ADA water fountain at Georgica Beach.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried.
Resolution number 353 of 2025, approve appointment of Gabrielle McKay to the position of village clerk at the annual starting salary of $90,000, effective August 1st, 2025.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed and carried. And I think that concludes our meeting. We're going to move into executive session to discuss legal matter, personnel matter, and real estate. Can I get a motion?
So moved. Second.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.